As we're about ready to start the school board meeting, just a reminder, the school board meeting is being recorded. By staying in the room, you're giving consent. Also, the microphones will pick up side conversations, so keep your side conversations to a nil, please. Mr. Turner, it's yours.
All right. Yeah. All right. This point, calling the meeting to order. And we will start with the flag salute. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right. All right. Well, I'm Neil Turner. I'm the Vice President of the Rochester School Board. And at this point in time, we're gonna do our roll call. Michael?
Present.
Susie?
Here.
Grant?
Here.
And again, I'm Neil Turner. I am present, and Thomas Trott has an excused absence. All right, at this point in time, we're gonna go on to public comments. Are there any discussions as far as what's on our agenda tonight? For public comment? No, nothing online, nothing in the room? All right. Moving on, we will move on to our consent agenda. All right. Do we have a motion to approve our consent agenda tonight?
So moved.
Move. Is there a second?
Second.
The first and second. All right, do we have any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. All right. Moving along here, now we go on to our reports. First of our reports tonight will be our student representative.
All right, so our volleyball girls are at a 2-4 record for their league, and they have 2 more league games, and their senior night is next week on the 28th.
Football's record is currently 5-2. The loss against Monty last week was tough on everyone, but they're all excited to play Tenino this week in the Scatter Creek Showdown. This Friday is senior night starting at 6, and they'd love for everyone to come support.
I know boys golf just got finished with districts, and we're excited to hear that 2 kids made it to the second round. I think Caleb Knudsen made it to state. I do not know about catch, but they both made it to the second round.
Girls soccer is currently 5-9. They just beat Elmet for the second time this season, and their senior night is next Tuesday against Hoquiam at 6, and they have 6 seniors that they'll be honored that night.
Cross country has been pushing it hard, and we have 2 more meets left, with league meet being tomorrow at Elma.
Swim had a league meet yesterday, which determined that several students will be competing in districts later this season. They've been doing a great job, and they'll be honoring 2 seniors this Friday.
Our senior night for football, cheer, cross country, swim, and golf are all on this Friday. We'll be honoring all the seniors before the game. Cheer is also doing a senior showcase starting at 5:30. Homecoming was also a huge success. The cheer team did a great job. I love the decorations, so it was a lot of fun. And then our ASB team also recently attended WASBO, what is our amazing ASB conference. I love it. Not everybody does, but I enjoyed it. And we have a lot of ideas to help continue ASB functioning throughout the years.
Ben has been working hard to complete a wonderful halftime show they will be displaying this Friday. Along with our TCYFL football team, we'll have a little game during halftime. FBLA is headed to their fall leadership conference this Friday to network with other schools and attend helpful workshops. The theater has chosen their play for the fall, and they're hosting callbacks this week to finalize the cast. A club fair is in the works to give students the opportunity to see all the clubs at RHS and meet the students running them.
Any questions?
What's TCY?
It's the Thurston County Youth Football League. Yep.
Okay.
All right, and you're playing Tenino this weekend?
Mhm.
But you lost to Montesano. What, did I ask what the score was?
I believe it was,
22-14.
yeah.
Thank you, sir.
49-0.
What's that?
Tenino lost to him 49-0.
Oh,
Tenino's.
Tenino lost to who?
Montesano.
Yeah, and Montesano. Yeah.
Montesano is first in the state right now, so.
I was just noticing that. I'm like, ooh, Montesano, they were second, and now they're first. Rochester's 10th, and it said that Tenino was ranked 7th, so we're gonna have an important game here coming up. Awesome. Is that gonna be here at Tenino?
He'll be
It's here.
here. It's our senior night, so
Ooh,
it could be an intense game.
I'm looking forward to that. And what time? 7 o'clock Friday?
7, yep. Seniors,
Awesome.
all the senior stuff starts at 6.
6. Wonderful. Any other questions, board members?
Job.
No? Well, good luck to all the players. Wish them the best of luck. All right. Next on our agenda will be Hart High School SIP ALE report.
Kevin Wilson's here to share with us information about Harsh. Their school improvement plan and the ALE
Right.
report.
And a little CTE later too.
Yes, and
You're gonna be
roll
quiet.
right in.
All right, so this year we started with the same staff as last year, so right now we have a new secretary starting in February, and she's done a great job adjusting well to Hart. Charlie I lost her last year to student teaching, and she's back full-time for me, so I feel like we started the year off together as a team, and we're all together, so it's been a great start to the year with the team. So some celebrations. Last spring, it was a great time during our PLCs. We took the whole year to rebrand Hart a little bit. And we've added Hart to Soul, which I'll talk about in another slide coming up, but just took some play on some words and just rebranding the way Hart is looking in the future. The fall conferences for us, we had everybody attend that we reached out to, and we had 100% attendance. So I was very proud of that. And all the kids that were on our list returned, and we got a few extras also, but that was good. And then a new thing for this year is, there's a slide on this, but Fridays are for your future. On Fridays, students do not have to attend Hart, but we are having activities on Fridays to get them re-engaged with Hart and get them some great opportunities that I'll explain in another slide. And then the targeted student attendance, which will be one of my goals you'll see later, it is trending up compared to last year. You know, we try these interventions and we do these interventions, and in the fall, we actually saw some great results, but there's always improvement to do, and it's in our school improvement plan coming up also. So I want to show the FTE, are a little under what we were last year. Well, this is this year's. And you'll see month to month, but the next slide will say historically through time. Next, you'll see that we are at 26 for a head count, and we were at 32 last year. Not sure of the change. I don't know if last year we did start our new program, but we were running strong at that 26 head count. And then goals. Obviously, we have our school improvement goals, but when we worked as a team last year, we were always looking for ways to have students feel like they belong at Hart. Hart is their school and they belong. And that started when I first started 3 years ago with, the graduation at Hart. It's their school. We have it there. The yearbook are some other examples. And our goals are always forefront to build relationships with all our students. Celebrations, having our quarter and semester parties. And then Fridays for the Future shows up there again. And this year I'm doing a lot of work around the performance-based pathway for graduation for Hart, and really digging into different ways to get that approved. And I'll have to bring that to you once I get some information on board. So our next thing is, I talked about the rebranding piece. So the Hart to Soul. So through our PLC, in our group, we really are looking around our support that we can give to all our students, and knowing that they're going to have to overcome some challenges. That's why they're at Hart. But understand, and then at the end, have them be leaders in our community. So that was just a rebranding, new signs, some T-shirts, some stickers, just to kind of make Hart our own, and students belong at Hart. And it was just dovetailed at a great time. We were doing our PLC, and I was involved with the school's plan. So I was taking stuff that in our meetings with Dr. Bethman, all our planning. And so we were able to dovetail a lot of things that we're doing at Hart to match the district school also. So number one goal, not in any particular order, but number one, you saw it on another slide, but was a sense of belonging. So it's really hard to measure that. So I am measuring that through a survey at the beginning of the year, survey at the quarter, survey throughout the year to see where the students feel like they belong at heart. And obviously, we use student attendance data also to see, because if students feel like they're belonging and they're coming to school, that's proof in the attendance. So some activities that are going along with that, celebrations, trying to make it fun. We have a Halloween thing coming up next week. We're doing ours on Thursday because kids technically do not have to attend on Friday. Trivia games and Fridays are for their future, or is another way we're trying to get students into our building on Fridays. So I wanted to list the different things. So the plan for Fridays for the Future has always been, I've tried to find a way to get the students to connect with heart on Fridays. How do I get them back in my door so they can be involved with school and in a different manner? So we came up with Fridays for the Future. So 2 times a month on Fridays that we spelled out that we're doing different topics. So you can see we're down a little ways. I know the Try-A-Trade was actually on a Thursday, but it was a date that I couldn't change. So we've already had Army and Air Force talk. So off the data that the student interest data that we received, because each student will tell me where they are planning on going. We built this kind of a sidewalk where they can go, but all students are invited. Even if you didn't put down your interests for the Army or the Air Force, we had a day for that on a Friday and students came. Then Try-A-Trade, we dovetailed with the high school, rode the bus with them, and we went over to Satsup's and did Try-A-Trade. Last Friday, which was a very great opportunity to go to Seattle and go to the college fair the first time I think Hart's ever taken kids to a college fair. And it was a playoff game at 3 that night. And we made it, we're downtown in Seattle. Kids, but it was a great experience. The whole staff went because I really wanted Adrienne and Charlie to be with the students and just be outside of our little area and go somewhere different. So we're able to take a van up to the college fair and it was a great day there. You'll see we're, with the help of Gear Up, we're gonna have our own financial aid support in the afternoon. I know there's a night coming up that for the high school, but we kind of want to, again, make it for Heart. So Gear Up's supporting us on that. I'm going to come over as Fab, and then I'll go through the list as fast as I can. Evergreen, and then Centralia College. And the reason welding and nursing is on there is that a lot of the data that I have students that are actually already in the welding program. Now I have other students that want to see it firsthand, so we're going to go there. In January, then Bates is on our list, and then scholarship presentation from Gear Up is going to help us with that. Pierce College, and then really excited about, I know it's a ways away, but I have to plan these out, is a small business presentation. I've already reached out to small businesses that are local, and they're going to come talk to our students at Heart about challenges of a small business, what it takes to do a small business. And so it's all over from automotive to construction to a tattoo artist to, we're just taking a different data points that our students have talked about, different jobs they would like to do. So looking forward to that one. It's a long ways away, and I can send an invite to you guys. I'd love for you guys to come see the things we're doing there. And you can see we're going to go to Amazon to see what their center looks like. And then we're going to tour of JBLM and in South Puget Sound, and then end of the year presentation. So that was a quick list. I know I'm running out of time here, but it's a great opportunity. So goal 2, I see Justin's got the quick hook on me. No. So always keeping absences on the forefront of every day, what we're doing at Heart, and seeing improvement in some spots, and then another one will pop up. So we're always on top of it, but throughout our home visits to tiered intervention plan. So goal 3, really looking for students to get back on track. And this one's hard for us to, sometimes they come behind in credit. So we're looking at increasing from 80% to 95%. And that's one way can actually do by credits earned on their transcript. So it's actually real measurable. We can see the growth, and that's, the other one's attendance. We can use that data, and the belonging survey, I take off the survey, but this one is easy to see. But we give extra awards if your attendance is at a certain level. So when we have our quarter parties, you get your name in the bucket a few more times because you have attended, and trying to incentivize through that, and the one-on-one conferences, and then the small group tutoring that we do. So there you go. That is, any questions about Heart? That was a lot of information.
I have a question.
Yes.
So all these activities that you do on Fridays, are they only for the seniors or are they for the whole,
Everybody.
everybody? So if they're a freshman, they can still be looking
Yeah.
for the future.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, for sure. The whole, everybody's invited, and even if they didn't sign up to go to be a welder they think they want to be a welder at some Friday or go to nursing, but everybody's invited to go too. We encourage them to go just to branch out and see other
I have a couple things, Kevin. The Heart Soul, is that the new name of the high school now, or is that
No,
just a
just-
slogan?
Just a slogan, just something to put up on our walls, and we have, getting some stickers and just rebranding a little bit, so.
Cool.
Name is,
So make sure we don't
no,
call it the right thing.
yeah, no, it's just,
The conference, I thought you were talking about sending the staff to a conference. We need to go to a conference?
yeah, it was call it the one in Seattle, or which one?
No, I thought you said early on that maybe the students went to a conference and they all went, 100% of them.
No, that was our fall, or connection conferences in the fall, because all the students have to come to our fall conference or connection conferences.
That's in
Yeah.
here. They don't go off. So,
No.
okay. Fridays for, that sounds great. I mean, that's really much in alignment with all our board discussions, I think, and what we would hope folks will get an opportunity to see.
Right, it dovetailed perfectly in last year's planning that I was in part of. I really thought it. And I just want a way to get them in the door or get them connected with Heart and see the belonging in that. Hopefully that'll improve attendance rates and on-track graduate, and just all the things.
Yeah, sounds really cool. The one question I have, I didn't hear you mention, but another thing we talked about quite a bit this last few months is students understanding a bit better before they leave about their own personal finances and credit and just stuff like that. Is that built in anywhere in the curriculum for Heart?
Well, in the class, there are classes on financial math and stuff like that.
So they
yeah,
build that in the math curriculum
Yeah.
about how to,
They could, third year math.
thank you.
Am I on again, or is it another?
Well,
It's you.
Thanks, Vinny.
I guess I would say that I like the slogan and the branding of the Heart Soul. Very nice and well thought out. We're discussing about attendance and the kids' involvement in being engaged. Are you finding any engagement with the parents that are also there? Trying to
Yeah,
help Or support at home?
Well, yes and no, but they come to the fall conference when we had 100% attendance. That's with parents, when they come to those conferences. So I am seeing parents involved with their children's education.
Great. I really appreciate the re-engagement and trying to get these kids back in so they can keep learning and get that diploma.
Yeah, and some of them, I had one out in, my office sometimes when I have students, because I want to have the conferences, we will be out in the little play shed outside and we'll meet outside so we can have that conference with them.
Wonderful. It looks like great things are being done over there and thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess you're gonna stand right there. We're gonna
Okay.
continue on to our next part, correct?
All right.
Good, career technology education report.
All right, so always, and I did it in part one too, but I tried to put it with where it aligns with your guys' school, which is our goal in the district, but it aligns with goal 4. But I always have these goals in mind is opportunities for students. College dual credit opportunities. You'll see a slide on that. We still have 24 credits so our students can get through CTE. The connection with good paying jobs, real world experiences, employability skills, leadership skills, and provide pathways to apprenticeships and industry certification. And with that, I want to put a quick plug in School Links. As I'm learning School Links as the new platform, I am learning, they have a lot of data in School Link, so I'm trying to use that with my. I had my CT fall advisory and we were using that data to help support the apprenticeships and industry certification.
Kevin, you mentioned School Links. Can you share just a little bit more about that? I don't think the board's heard about School Links.
Oh,
yet.
boy, no, no, don't put me on the. I think it'd be better for a counselor, but.
It doesn't come in like that, but if you just want to say a little bit more, so they know, like you said, it's a counseling program, or it's a career guidance program.
Right.
Where kids are going, do you want to?
Well, just, I really, because I was digging in for heart and I'm jumping back to heart, using the opportunities for students for apprenticeships. And then as digging deeper in there, there's just an opportunity board, a link there that you can click and it will show opportunities that are apprenticeships that are around our area. You can sort it by a bigger area. So I just like the layers it has, the School Links. And this is our first year and the whole state is going to be, every school district will have it eventually. I think we're rolling out as one of the first phases. But what I like is back to, I mean, for the hard end of it, if a student transfers, what I really like, if they started their career in Spokane and they come to us, they already have School Links. So it's going to be for every district in the state's going to have this eventually. They're not there yet. I don't know if it's a 3-year rollout. I didn't know I'd be talking about School Links tonight, so I didn't have my data points, but
Sorry, go on.
yeah, but anyway, no, so
pressure.
with that last bullet there, apprenticeships, that's where I found it when I was digging around for the hard end of it, and I really using the job outlooks that they supply.
I think it's great you're using it for them, so, yeah.
All right, goals. Talked about things that we like to do, but really the bullet points there. Identify the career goal. In all our classes, all our CTSOs that the CT department has, they are looking at ways to get students into post-secondary through job internships in different ways. And the CT department has those embedded in their CTSOs, which we'll talk about, which is their student organizations that you'll see that Naomi talked about FBLA, but you'll see the other ones coming up here pretty soon. But and then the skills competitions, community service, you'll see that each CTSO is going on to competitions and they are performing well last year and they're just starting up this year. So I talked about the colleges. We have 24 agreements for total credits that students, by taking those classes, you'll see how many credits they can earn at which college if they were enrolled and they get a certain grade and it's transcribed on their transcript. So that wasn't a change. That's what we had last year and we're doing it again this year. Here are our different CTSOs, because we talk about a lot of lingo here, but career technical student organizations. So Skills USA, we hear a lot about skills and the great work that they do around skills, but that is our ASL class, engineering class, robotics, urban search and rescue, and welding. FFA, which has been around for a long time, you can see the different classes that they support, and FBLA, which has a whole bunch of classes underneath them, and then sports medicine, their association, and they are talking about to go in the competition this year, so I can't wait to see how they do in the state competitions. So broke it down by different departments, but ag, these are the courses that we offer through our ag ed, and I could say this, I'll say it once, I don't say it at each class. Our classes are full. Our FTE is, I think, right around 130 for CTE, and 3 years ago it was at 98. It's really grown and our numbers are staying strong. And so I'm really happy with the work our teachers are doing to keep our kids in, and our counselors are getting kids in their classes, and it's full. A lot of these classes are almost over full, but it's great. The kids are involved with CTE programs. And then teachers took a few pictures of floor class and FFA. This is just a few of them. Obviously, they were doing some flowers for homecoming, and then at the state, not at state, but at fair this fall, the students participated in FFA events at state. shop kids in action and using different machines. So just some students working away in shop class. And next is the different competitions that Skills USA has for jet ski. Obviously, they had a state champion last year. We don't want to lose sight of that. But in the welding fab 3-person team, but these are the different competitions that are available to the students through their Skills USA in the welding end of it. Health sciences, health is dual credited, but this year we have a sports med 2 is the second level for sports medicine is new this fall of 2025, and a lot of students participating. So now if you were in sports med 1, you have a place to go next level class, and you can hopefully train the sports med 1s a little bit and be a mentor to the first year sports medicine class. Here's a football game and working out a soccer match or home game. They're always working away, going on the road for football. I've seen them at different sporting events. ASL, we offer ASL 1 and 2. On the right-hand side, you'll see posters in September celebrated ASL Awareness Month with deaf culture, and they each students did a presentation about someone in the deaf culture that they hung up the posters in the hallway so people could see the different people. Business ed, lots of things happening there. The student store, which you guys got to see last year a little bit, that was just the iceberg of it because it is rolling. It is full on business going on in there. And it's awesome to see kids engaged at the business management class. And the way she has to juggle the class with lunch to open it up, the store up it's really a lot of kids taking advantage of our business and working classes. You can see that all the ones that are offered. And then I have some pictures of business marketing class. You can see some things last spring. I know some of this from last year, but they got to go to a Mariners game. They really were excited about that. And just, you can see in the last paragraph there, they got an opportunity to go to Mariners and they had a blast. And you can see the marketing. I was working on fundamentals of branding. So they did some Nike stuff, and it's nice they have the machines to be able to actually print some advertisements out. And then FBLA, you'll see that end of last year, we actually have a state vice president now this year. So she went to California this summer for training and a conference. So it's awesome that Rochester's being represented there. This year, I think we heard Naomi talk about it, but next, or is it Friday, they're going off to Grace Harbor College and for FBLA. They have 21 students are planning on going, so. And then here's some, and I realized that today when I was going through my slides, I didn't really mean to double up my pictures there, but I did. I slipped through, but just kids working on this class. But she's doing a great job with a ton of students. 23 students are in her class right now in the store. Okay. Intro engineering robotics, STEM. Classes are full of students in American Sign Language, which I've already talked about. Is there. So for the Skills USA competitions, there's some pictures of Mr. Cruz's classroom with some things he's got going on, talking to kids, and then his nice clean room. And when you do a tour, if you're up at the high school, you'll see Ed got us a container outside the back door because Mr. Cruz has so much stuff in his room. We're able to get a container outside his room. So the robotics team volunteered on Highway 12 pickup this fall already. So you can see Mr. Cruz got a picture to me about them cleaning up on a Saturday. They participate in the back to school bash and then the homecoming. Probably you can see Zach there. Hey.
Flying the drone.
Oh,
All right.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So that was a lot. Are you guys tired of me yet? Oh. All right. Any questions about CTE?
Board members?
What does the Hart kids get to participate in any of that?
They can take a class. I have one student that is Mr. Crusoe's class right now.
They
this
just
year.
go
Yeah,
to the high school for
Yeah.
that class, then back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
especially with the graduation pathway, trying to get that CTE 2 credits.
Right.
We've had students that had, it's a rare case because they really have to commit to coming to me and
Right.
going,
Right. I was just wondering, okay.
but that opportunity is there.
Piggyback off of what Suzie just said, wasn't there a student that just graduated from Hart last year that received scholarship funding and he was associated with the skills team?
Yes, yeah, can I say his name out? But yeah,
I can't
yes,
remember the name, but how much
Yeah.
money did he get? He had a
Oh,
big
ton
scholarship.
of money,
Was
yes.
it like $20,000?
Yeah, so 21 or something.
Yeah, it's like, I was very surprised when we were at the,
Yeah,
we were, doing the diplomas. I'm like, wow.
yeah, no,
But he was involved with
yes, you,
the program last year. I thought that really was super. Anything else, board members?
I think back to the jars of marbles. If you remember at the football game when people were given their priorities and where they wanted the district to go. And I think there was a lot of marbles in the CT area. People really thought that's an area to go. And really feel like we have, that more kids are participating and tons of offerings.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, Kevin, is there one or two things that we don't have now that kids ask for, or that you see other districts that have them that you might have on your future wish list?
yeah, there's a lots of more, I guess, the next level, if we had more room in our schedule to have, like we added the sports medicine to the next level, but she's teaching at the same time, so it's really hard to have another offering. So the next level of classes, we have the first levels, but having advanced.
Advanced courses are the ones we already have.
Would help.
Thanks.
But we're fulfilling space with students that are full, classes are full.
Yeah. I just didn't know if there was a big, like, a lot of students said we want something.
Yeah.
I don't know what that would be. Thank you.
Kevin, thank you.
You're
Thanks for all your work.
Thanks.
Looking back to all the stuff that you were just giving us a report on, I was like, yeah, the ALS program, I know, very cool, 1 and 2. Then looking at the slides, it's like, yeah, the robotics team was cleaning up out here on Highway 12
Oh, we got a picture in there.
to go. Well, I was driving back home
Yeah, thanks, Al.
and I saw a Rochester vehicle down by the roundabout. There was no one around. And I'm like, I told Jennifer on my way home and I'm like, just so you know, I saw our rigs. And then within 5 minutes, she's like, oh yeah, that's the robotics team. They're doing the cleanup down there.
Awesome.
And I was just like, I was worried. I'm like,
Yeah.
what is our rig doing down here? And they were like a mile up the road on the other side. They were working their way down there.
Are you part of that, Zach?
I was not there that.
You weren't there
I
yet?
helped plan it.
That's a good one to miss, probably.
Thank you.
And thank you for your support in CT and Hart. I really enjoyed it.
Absolutely. I'm a firm believer in the CTE program. It's like not everybody was designed to go to a 4-year college. You know, you can get an opportunity to go out and become a trade, do that internship with the unions. There are so many options out there for skilled trades.
Oh, for sure.
And, AI isn't, AI is not gonna go crawl in there and fix your sewer pipes. They're not gonna climb up there under your roof. There are certain skill sets that you need to learn and be trained in. So thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. All right, next on our list is facilities update.
Right. Ed is gonna share with you the work that's been taking place in the district around our facilities. He's been busy. His team has been busy.
And
Lots going
plumbing.
on. Yep.
I see plumbing right here. in my
Transition.
picture.
Okay, so I think we'll start at RMS. As many people know, the bathrooms there the floors have been in pretty bad shape for many years. We had an outfit come in and completely strip them all down and put in epoxy floors. These are samples of what they are. Pictures don't really show, but that's feeling of what's going on there. They're a really nice floor. They're easy to maintain. They hold good color. They have a 10-year warranty, which is the best thing, way more than any vinyl or anything else.
So they
They actually come in and they.
put it right over top.
Down, remove all the vinyl and everything. We strip the whole bathroom, take all,
Oh.
like, we took all the toilets, walls, everything out, and then they come in and they technically like sandblast and acid wash and everything, start from the bottom all the way. I toured several schools before we made this decision to look at them, and every school that I toured, from Shelton to North Thurston, everybody just loves them. They just, they do their art classes that way because they're durable, they hold up to all this stuff, and they still look, and then they're 5 years old, they look like day one, so.
Is it the epoxy on that base or is it just?
It's an
on
epoxy
the
and then
concrete?
it's a coat of clear and it's chips and it's another coat of clear and. We did a 2-coat of clear to get the surface that we want. You could have a rough texture or a smooth texture. We picked texture in the middle that is durable for what we're doing in the bathrooms. So.
Should work.
You got it. RMS also presents a ton of irrigation challenges. That field has been suffering drastically. Guys are working on it. We're trying to get the back field separate, the sports field separated from the front field because we have 3 locations in the front field that just irrigate regardless, no matter what we do. So without going through and changing every $2,000 box that runs an irrigation run, we're draining water up front, so we're trying to separate the front from the back so we can get the sports field going. This is a turf renovator that we purchased. This is a machine that's designed for like baseball fields from the infield to the outfield. You always get that lip. This machine, you can run it behind our big tractor. It has multiple blades that go at high speed, and what it does is it slices through the sod without destroying the sod and leaves 60 to 70% of the sod, but yet it dissipates all the dirt and spreads it out. It has a roller on the back, so it's like a roller as well, which we're looking at getting a roller. Without destroying the grass. So it's not something you can do right now when we're on the fields, but it's something that we can go hot and heavy on when kids are off the fields and it's a growing season. And 2 to 3 weeks later, the field will be lush and green. So it's also targeted for molehills. So it works. So the middle, that's the main thing is the middle school, get that field into shape. When we get the irrigation going and under control, we can get it level. Because the problem is the moles push them hills up. And we have no way of going in there and leveling them out without destroying it and making it a mud pit. We got good high hopes for this. Everybody that's used it has loved it. So we're looking forward to getting that behind the tractor and trying to clean that. We're gonna use it. We had it in front and do a demo. We did it at the primary school and it was fantastic. The guys mow the primary school and it is so rough to mow, but every time they go over that spot where we just ran this thing over at one time, it's just like, they say it's like glass. It ain't like glass, but it's very smooth. I mean, it don't buck you out of the saddle when you're driving the water, so, yeah.
Zach, did you end up participating?
So you paid for half of it. Well, like a fourth of it. We got boosters to help pay for the rest of it.
Yeah, I haven't got the total numbers on what that is yet, so.
But it was a contribution from a number of different places that we purchased. But ASB did help with the
That won't,
purchases.
will that help the football field?
It will, yeah. It'll help where we like the places we had to replace with sod and stuff.
Right.
It'll cut through that and it'll just blend that right in. Like I said, this is not the time of year to do that, but
No.
in summertime, beginning of summer, when we can go and do that and seed it, it'll also take the place of instead of us running our aerator and taking the plugs, this will do the same thing. It actually do a much better job. So instead of having all them plugs in the holes, this will aerate everything. So then when you seed it, the seed goes in, the fertilizer goes in, everything goes in and stays in the soil. So we got high hopes for it. Everybody that I talked to about it before we bought it, it's an expensive piece of equipment. Has nothing bad to say about it, so. Right now, our electrician in the maintenance department is working with the tech department to help install 35 interactive panels at RMS. They're removing the screens and we'll be putting up those interactive panels. Justin knows a lot about that. it's a time consuming. These panels are quite heavy, so getting them all mounted, it's a pretty good undertaking. And then once they get mounted, it's a pretty good undertaking, just getting them all programmed and everything wired in, so. It's one of the big places we're putting a lot of our time right now. RHS, we had the center picture, the picture to the left is the roof before the patch. The picture that says after that is that's actually between the vault and Vicky Weiss's office.
That
And-
leaks,
and-
more house leaks.
And it has there in the vault, we have an umbrella with a hose that goes into a bucket that clutches the water that runs down the I-beam that comes down there. That's part of the poor design of that school roof, but when it's failing, it leaks like a sieve. We had an outfit come in and patch that, and we've had several good heavy rains, and we have nothing. Checked it again this morning, and the bucket is dry, so we might think about removing that bucket and the umbrella here pretty soon. Yeah, so that's a big win there, you know. You never know with that roof, that high school roof is in really bad shape. That's just the worst spot that we had patched there, so. The picture on the right is the Boys and Girls Club. They have water running down in the heavy rains there inside the office building. We had a contractor out looking at it, and it just needs a whole new big roof. That's a torch down roof. It's a flat roof. So it's due for a new roof. There's probably gonna be some structural damage once we peel the roof off it as well, so. It's just another one of those things we have to do to kind of protect our assets there. We have some siding before I talk about the irrigation, we have some siding at the high school that we have been keeping a close eye on. We've had siding issues before that all of the siding is painted blue. We've actually, 10 years after the school was built, half of that is on the front, fell off. We have some issues that we're keeping a close eye on where the siding is buckling out. We're gonna have to see if we can get up there and try to anchor it down with fender washers and whatever we can. It's not good. There's no quick fix to it. We're keeping a close eye on it. It's the best that we can do right now. This is the irrigation at the high school. This surprise came to us the morning of our football game. We actually, a 3-inch irrigation line and then an 1.25-inch live line ruptured. That you can see where the operator standing there by the irrigation box, it flooded across the track all the way out into the football field. We don't have the ability because of the valves that are bad at the high school to completely shut the water off at the high school to fix that live line. So when I say live line, it was an 1-inch line, 70 PSI squirting water the entire time we're trying to patch it. So we kind of had to do a quick farmer fix and hook pipe to it and glue the pipe and then put an open valve on it and let it shoot through the pipe while it set, and then hopefully the valve held, and it did. But we literally got that finished at 5:30 at night. So, yeah, it, as you can see, it makes quite a bit of 125 gallons a minute. It pumps a lot of water. So the irrigation, the live line, of course, we got that fixed right away, but what it did point out is that we no longer have the ability to completely shut the water off at the high school. So we're checking into valve replacement, whether it's a hot tap or whether it's replacing those ones. Something that we can get into. Before we knew this was coming, valves were getting bad, but we could always turn the irrigation on to dissipate the water so that we could actually shut, and we had busted lines in the school before we had to fix. But when the irrigation line busts at the same time the live line does, you don't have that ability to turn the irrigation pump on and pump that water. So it was quite a challenge. Along with that comes the water system concerns. The very first picture you see, those 3 motors on this side of that pressure tank. Those are our high volume pumps that if we used to have a fire, they pump the flow. When we run irrigation, they pump the high volume. Over on the wall, there's 3 high pressure pumps on the very back behind that pressure tank. Those motors are failing. I don't know exactly the date of those motors, but it was before my time and I'm going on 8 years. So they're due to be replaced. The problem is that they're so old, finding a motor that fits in that manifold and a pump that fits in that manifold system is quite challenging. I had a contractor that found one of them and it's in excess of $35,000 just for one. And the plan was to get the worst one fixed and then go in and replace the other two. So it would be over $100,000. So.
I think you've told us this before, but I forgot, on the three pumps, is there some redundancy built in, if two work, if one doesn't, or?
Well, they can pick up, but it's just, they're working that much harder. They're trying to go on cycle. So two can maintain it, and then because of how much volume it moves, one can maintain it. You know, it's kind of like the element in your hot water heater. Takes both of them to get it hot, and once it's hot, the top can keep it warm or the bottom can keep it warm. It can cycle back and forth. They're the same way. The high pressure pumps operate the same exact way. So, yeah, so right now, two of them are running as they should, but they're just as old as the one that's not. That's the problem. So, yeah, so anyways, I have contractors looking into seeing, along with other things that Jennifer will elaborate on later that we're doing, but to see, instead of spending $100,000 to get 3 old motors and pumps to fit in that apparatus, what does it take to put in a whole new manifold system there? I mean, if you can put a whole new up-to-date manifold system for 75,000, that's way better than spending over 100,000 to get 3 antique ones, you know? Right.
So if I can interject.
Go ahead.
So the board has been looking at this, and I just want to share again, kind of a summary of where we are. Our water system is old and it's deteriorating, and it's something we need to pay attention to and start to make some decisions about how we're moving forward. I think it's important for everybody to know that we are on a well system, but the water that we're getting from our well is high quality. There's not any concerns about the water that we have in our wells. But it is the system that takes the water from the well, that gets it into our schools, that gets it to the irrigation. That's where the problem lies. Our system, our pumps, our reservoir, our valves, the calcite tanks, things like that, just, it's an old system now, and it requires repairs on a regular basis, and it's such that it's something that's an ongoing project for our maintenance team. So we have been reviewing the cost of system updates and or replacement. And we're looking at 2 options. A new district managed water system, so replacing our current system and putting in new pumps and looking at options for a reservoir, looking at different options for our calcite tanks, going in and fixing valves where they need to be fixed, fixing the line that needs to be fixed. I know not a lot about water, but way too much about water right now, because Ed has helped me learn everything that we need to know about our system that is deteriorating. So we're looking at, would it make sense for us to do a district managed water system where we update it? Or should we, and would it be beneficial to connect to the county water system? I will tell you that we have a continual conversation with our county water system, and one of the things that we've just learned is that to connect to the county water, we couldn't do it until the earliest would be 2029, right? 8 or 9. 9 is the earliest they're saying now. So if we can't connect until 2029, we need fixes for another 4 years at least. So to do any of this, we're gonna have to have a capital levy. And because we just don't have the funds at the district level to replace or even update our current system. Ed, anything to add to that?
No, I mean, the last time we meet and we talked about the water system, we were working on the calcite tanks, and we did that fix. We got it all going. They're all doing exactly what they're supposed to. The disheartening part of that is all the cracks and leaks that we fixed are doing great, but now there's one 6 inches away or 2 feet around the tub, and just because they're just old and they're just, it's like the reservoir, that picture on the very top right shows that water sitting on top. Well, there's fracture cracks in that reservoir. Right now, it's not a big problem, but every year at springtime with pollen, that's when your cars turn yellow, the top of that thing turns yellow, and that gets in and gives us a negative water sample. And we're at the point that we tarped it and everything last spring, everything we got to do. It's a square reservoir. They're outdated. They don't do those anymore. That's a picture of when we did the repair. That was an all PLC controlled system down there. The blue boxes on the right and all that. We passed all that PLC, and now it's just a basic manual float system. It's as simple as it could come, and it works. It's been consistent since we fixed it, but it's just PLCs were the thing in '88 and '80s, and now they're not. So.
This is just something that's really important because we can't have school if we don't have water going to our schools.
Yeah.
So
That bottom picture is the generator and it still is working as it should. It's an old diesel motor, but it's old. The last generator service I had the guy come in and look at it. He's like, man, that thing's older than I am. So that tells you something.
and for those who don't know, there's a ladder that sits right on the other side of these three pumps that are on the left, the blue pumps are, yeah, right about there. There's a ladder, a metal ladder.
Yeah.
To fill the generator with diesel, you have to climb down.
Drop it down 5-gallon buckets at a time.
Yes.
Pack a 5-gallon bucket down the ladder. I showed Jennifer the other day because I found them, which is kind of funny to look at, but when that was originally just proposed, where that yellow power box is on that top left photo was a big roll-up door.
It's there.
And
I
there
saw
was
it in the plans.
It was all ground level. It was that, the reservoir was in a hillside. It was all, it was a roll-up door, everything was there. All that got X-named. So it all that got trimmed when they cut the budget to make whatever happen and cut corners. So it, you have that. We got a ladder instead of a roll-up door. So the fuel tank of that generator is under the bottom of that generator and you got to pack 5-gallon buckets at a time and you got a generator in your water pump house. Not a good thing either. You know what I mean? So, yeah. It's just due.
Seems odd that.
In 88, that was fine. Now, I mean, when I do the generator, they won't even do the load test on it now because the guy said, I am not gonna stand on a wet concrete floor, flip the switch for a load test on that generator, because that generator, the high school is designated Red Cross. And if something happens, run across 20 feet across that wet floor and climb up the metal ladder, which ain't gonna happen. Ain't doing it. So they won't even do it anymore. So we do all the servicing, but they won't do the load test because they're not gonna put their life on the line there, so.
So it's work that we're doing. It's important work that we have to figure out and we're hoping to determine which way we're gonna go in the next few months.
Ed, how big is that, the water reservoir tank, the one that's got the water and the power and all that stuff?
78,000 gallons.
What's the square footage? He says it's
It's like
square.
32 by 34.
32 by 34? Okay. Next picture down, I'm looking at the covered play area. Can we use something like that, put over the top of it? So the whole end of the ring?
I can't tell you how many times Justin has told me check bid venue.
I'm like, it's like you need to have an angle, things need to drain off so they
No.
don't puddle.
No, it is an option that we're considering. Like I said, we've got so many things on the table right now. We're just trying to see what makes the most sense financially. What we don't want to throw good money after bad and have to redo it too much from that. So no, we're.
I'm just looking at that next set of pictures and I'm like, honestly, it's like we have to worry about, because that's where our problems lie, is the water that sits in that tank
Right.
and everything drains into it. We need to get it covered.
And that's, Ed has taken care of that
That
all
was-
in season. We've figured it out, but it does take work to do.
Okay, yeah, I just,
And one of the options, like he said, is a cover for the,
yeah, like I said, I'm a
Permanent
hands-on
cover.
guy too,
Yeah.
and I get it.
Yeah, so that's the, the two pictures on the left is the PK covered play area. The principal of the primary school came to us, me and my crew in summer, kind of like a last minute, she had got this grant money that just came out of nowhere or whatever it was and had to be spent within 45 days. So getting that put together, concrete excavated in the building and everything up in 45 days was next to impossible at the start of school, but it happened. And the kids absolutely love it. It's a sandbox on the side. What you can't see in that picture on the left is above that sandbox, there's two extractable awnings that come out so that when it's a drizzly day like today, the kids can still play in that sandbox and they fit like up to 22 kids in that sandbox, because that's how many I've seen in there.
that is the biggest
Yeah,
hit
yeah.
right there, that
They just
sandbox.
absolutely love that. So,
Kids love playing in mud puddles though.
yeah. I know. They got picnic tables in there. I think the whole purpose was so they can do class outside, stuff like that. And it's very, very heavily used. The other positive that I'd like to kind of finish with is that is our HVAC technician there working on the boiler at the primary school. When Justin started, all three, the primary GMES and middle school, all three boilers were leaking in need of replace because two of them, you don't even make the plates to fix them anymore. Justin has been very diligent at circulating those backup boilers. That's the backup boiler on the right. The main boilers on the left is one that runs all the time, but he's been diligent at if not once, twice a month, cycling those. And what that has done is it's kept all the seals lubricated and kept the motors tight. So none of them are leaking at this point. Now they could leak again, but as of right now, they're not leaking. And typically when they're running, they don't leak. Problem we had before is they would leak too bad before they got warmed up and got going. So kudos to Justin for making that happen. So
Great.
it just helps us kind of shift that priority a little bit lower, you know, instead of $300,000 for a boiler.
Wow.
Thank you, Ed.
Any questions?
Great job on the bathroom. That epoxy stuff, that is very great.
They do. Everybody, custodians love it. Everybody loves it.
Yeah.
Who stole the other sample?
Yeah. Board members, any other questions?
Thank you.
Say thank you for all your hard work and bringing our maintenance department going to become a CTE program. There's lots of on the job training. It's like, we've got a lot to do here.
Packing some diesel.
Thank you. Jill. With our business report.
I only have an enrollment report right now. Financial statements are due early next week. So next month you'll get a full wrap up of our 24-25 year end. But for enrollment, we gained a little, which is typical for October at 2,053 FTE. Our first running start count. We have 59 students participating in running start and 23 are running start only. As Kevin has already reported, there's 27 kids at heart. And our sped count increased, and I double checked that, 30 kids. So we were at 379 from September up to October. And then this is just a visual. It's the red line with the green arrow of where we're at compared to the history of the past 6 years.
We're red this year. Right in the middle.
We're red every year. I changed the colors, so we're red every year.
I learned something new tonight.
Yeah, any questions?
Board members?
Are the sped numbers similar to last year?
That increase is not similar. We have, when I went back just a few months, how it increased from 30 kids from September to October. That was a big jump from month to month.
We were at 17% of our population at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Last year we were sped, and right now we're at 18.4.
Okay, that's it, yeah. So it has gone up.
Yep.
Thank you, Joe. And next order,
October 22nd?
pardon?
Should that be October 22nd?
Yep. It's good. Thank you. All right, so just a few things. We had conferences last week and really had good attendance. Our teachers worked to make connections with all of our parents and our kids when they came in. You can see RPS, GMES, 98% attendance in both of those buildings. So had the opportunity to talk with a lot of parents. That's a lot of conversations and a lot of work to get prepared for them, but I know that parents were very pleased with what they heard from teachers and the support that they had. It's really important for us to find a way to partner with our parents doing helping them become a part of the school for their kids and education. So these conversations are really important, but they are a lot of information to pull together. RMS had 82% attendance, and then RHS, ninth graders, the parents, we had 62% of the ninth grade parents, 42 at 10th grade, and 31% with our 11th and 12th graders. All of those are very similar to last year. I think RMS last year was 83% instead of 82%, so very similar. The high school, we didn't have quite as many ninth graders, although we had more 10th graders who had parents show up last year. So high school keeps trying some different things. This year they had arena conferences and parents were able to come in and talk to any parent or any teacher that they chose to talk with. Could go around the gym and have multiple conversations with teachers if they chose to, or if they just came in and had wanted to talk with just the math teacher, they could come in and just talk with the math teacher. So it was kind of an opportunity for them to make sure they could connect with who they wanted to. But really important week and it went very well. Learning walks, the administrative team, so myself and Maggie and Laura and Justin, and then administrators, 2 administrators attend each learning walk, and we head out and go into classrooms just to, so we can see what's going on and we can support teachers and learn about what's happening, where the struggles are, and you know, what's going on, really, what's happening that's really working well. So RPS, we were there, I think it was just shy of a month ago. We had the opportunity to go into 8 classrooms and it saw a lot of good things going on. Real strong tier 1 instruction. We actually went in and we saw them teaching reading with the U-Fly instruction. And it was interesting because we went in, I think it was first grade and kindergarten is where we were primarily. I went into first grade and kindergarten. So saw a lot of very thoughtful lesson planning, that all the teachers were in a similar place, but not all doing everything exactly the same way. So, but kids were learning the same thing from classroom to classroom, or very close to what they were learning. So teachers were able to work well with each other because all the kids were in the same place. Learning targets were posted, a lot of positive language, students connecting with their teachers and teachers connecting with the kids. And a lot of systems and structures in place to help our kids move from point A to point B quickly. If you can imagine first graders, you know, just moving from their reading circles up to their desks and doing that in less than 30 seconds, and they're making it happen and they're there and not wasting time. So lots of good things going on there. Today we were out at the high school, and again, a great visit. We went into 7 classrooms today, and a very calm and engaging academic environment is one way that I would describe what we're seeing. Their kids are focused. They know the expectations in the classrooms. Students were reading. That was one of the things we all noticed today, that, and it might be different if we walked in tomorrow. But today, of the 7 classrooms that we went into, I think 6 of them, the kids were actually reading and applying literacy strategies as they were reading. They were reading with a purpose. So that was something I can't say we saw in as many classrooms as we did today when we went out last year. The teachers are working on repeat, rephrase, reward, and record, which is what they call the 4 R's. And we saw some of that work. And then routines and classrooms procedures were evident. Another one that was up here, we saw some special education resource rooms, and the students were engaging in grade level instruction. So we were in an ELA class and they were reading Fahrenheit 451 and having good conversation about what they were reading. You know, accommodations were being made as necessary, but the kids were engaging. So really good things happening in our classrooms. Good visits. We also, you've heard about Gear Up last year. Last year, we talked a lot about the fact that we got the grant and then we were hiring people, and we did, you know, people, we had 4 staff members hired at the end of last year, and they started to do some things with kids, but this year they are off and running. They just finished taking 3 different trips. I think it was 3 different trips. Yep. They took a 7th grade trip, an 8th grade trip, and then a group of high schoolers out. Our 7th graders went to Centralia College and spent a day. Our 8th graders went to St. Martin's University, and then our high school kids went to the University of Idaho, Central Washington, and Eastern. And they spent 2 days or 3 days doing that trip. So I think it's the 8th grade trip at St. Martin's, that top right-hand picture. And those are a group of boys in a classroom. And I'm like, I don't think I can ever remember seeing a group of 8th grade boys as excited to be in a classroom as they were there at St. Martin's. But the kids go out to schools and they get to experience and walk around and see what college life would be like. That bottom right-hand corner, they're walking down the financial aid and support and registration. So, they're not just going into classrooms, they're going into the offices where they would need to go and get supports. They're in an art classroom. They went into the athletic facilities. They went to the students' commons. They had opportunities in the bottom left-hand corner there at, I think it was Eastern. They had the opportunity to sit and had a presentation provided to them about the different things that happen at Eastern. So real good opportunities to get our kids out to see what types of things are available to them once they graduate from high school. And then October is National School Principals Month. I apologize that Kevin's not on here because Kevin, while he's not a full-time principal, this man is leading a lot of programs and Hart is one of them. So Kevin, I'm sorry your picture's not here. You should be recognized too, but we do have a great group of principals who are working hard and committed to helping staff, helping students, and doing the best that they can for all of our kids every day. So wanted to make sure we took a moment to recognize them this month. Veterans Day assemblies. These were pictures from Grand Mounds Veterans Day Assembly last year. And I just got to tell you, if you have not been to any of the Veterans Day assemblies, watching our students celebrate our veterans is a rewarding experience to go in and see it. Our kids really do a nice job and it's a great learning experience for them. But you can see the dates there. They start on the 6th. We have 2 on the 6th and then we have 2 on the 10th. And you are more than welcome to come to any of them. 24th and 25th. You gotta participate in the Halloween activities coming up. First student has haunted bus on Friday, and then there's trunk or treat at RPS on Saturday. We have a board meeting on the 12th. That's before we head to the WASDA conference on the 20th. On the 22nd, since WASDA conference is in Seattle, there is a chance that if you want to hustle back, you could get back for the holiday bazaar and Thanksgiving feast, which is at RMS from 9 to 3 on the 22nd. And then we have our last board meeting for the year on December 11th. And that's all I have for you tonight.
Any questions, board members? The conferences, RHS, why are they so low? 11th and 12th graders, 31%.
Yeah, like I said, we keep working to figure out what our parents would like to experience for a conference. We had a much higher rate in August for our success conferences. And so we're keep continuing to look and see. You can see the 9th grade parents were interested in talking to teachers, but it wasn't what our 10th, 11th, and 12th grade parents were looking for. So we continue to try and figure out what will be a good fit for parents at the high school.
Attendance is important. Attendance is important for the students. I think that, 98% is primary in the middle school.
Yeah,
82%. GMS was also 98.
yeah.
High school, it's like, what?
It's not atypical, but it's not okay. I mean, you will find that is the case in a lot of high schools, but it's not okay. We got to keep our parents engaged, help them figure out what they need.
Sure. Everything else looks great. Thank you very much.
Yep.
All right. Moving along. Next. Then we have career technical education plan.
Yep, we just need to approve that.
We need to approve this. Okay. All right, at this point in time, someone like to make the motion to approve for policy 2170, board annual review and approval of district plan designated design and delivery of its career and technical education's program.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Susie seconds. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. All right, next. Next, we're on to public comment. Oh, I need to read this. The board recognizes the value of public comment in the educational issues and the importance involving members of the public in its meetings. The board president shall call forward individuals who have signed up to speak. Please state your name, limit your comments to 3 minutes. The board will not respond to comments during this meeting unless there's a need for clarification question. As most issues require, board to review all available information before making any decision. The board may request the superintendent or designee to follow up with you about your concerns. And with that, I have Vicky Weiss.
Again,
Thank you.
I'll be seeing you monthly.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate it too. My name's Vicky Bice. I'm the president of Rochester Education Association. And I just wanted to start by saying a quick thank you to Neil. Last month, he spent about half an hour with several of us standing in the parking lot after the meeting, having just talking with us and hearing us. And I just want you to know we really do appreciate that. It makes us feel heard. So, and having that dialogue is really important to us. Since then, I've spent some time finding out more about the Open Public Meetings Act and how it impacts the ability of the school board to actually meet with and have dialogue with the members of REA outside of school board meetings. As we have, if you don't recall, we've invited you a few times at the end of speaking the last few times we've been here. So what I found was we can in fact meet as long as the board members are not a quorum at the meeting, that the board members that there are attending are not acting on behalf of the board. They are not conducting hearings and they're not taking testimony or public comment. But you are welcome to meet with us just to have open dialogue, and that's what we're asking for. So currently, we set a date for October 30th at 4:30 in the afternoon, because we have to wait for our members at the primary and elementary who don't get done working until 3:45. So, and we'd like to do that at Rochester High School in the library. And this go around, we'd really like to invite Grant and Susie to meet with us. So, and then I just have one, did you know, that really kind of comes on the heels of conferences. And this is from, I don't even know what member. I have a, what do you call it? I have a Google form that they fill out anonymously. So that's how these come to me. And it is, this member said, I am so thankful we were able to prepare for conferences this year. In previous years, I had to come in during the weekend or stay until late into the evening after school on Monday to prepare. So that newly bargained language where we get half a day on Monday to prepare for conferences actually is very impactful. And we saw lots of people getting that work done and ready to meet with families come Tuesday as soon as conference time started. So, and I'd love to tell you more about the high school conference issue if you want to have that open conversation with us on Thursday next month or next week. So anyway, thank you for your time. I want to say I'm under this time, just make a note of that. Oh, sorry.
4:30, library.
4:30 is the library.
At the October 30th.
Yes. You almost had me saying November. Yes, October. Anything else? Sorry.
Those times seem to work for you, board members? You think?
I think so.
Think so?
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. And a quorum, I believe, is 3.
Yep.
So as long as we don't have 3,
Yep. That's why we invited 2 and not 3.
perfect.
We met with you separately. We were all good.
Well, I appreciate the kind words. I like to, when people take the time to come to our meetings, I like to meet them individually and shake their hand and thank them for coming. Whether or not they agree with me or personally, but it just shows respect to the people that have spent the time to wait. That's my whole thing. That's why I do it. So, thank you. All right. At this point in time, we have nothing else on our agenda for the evening. So with that, the meeting is over. Thank you, everyone, for attending. Have a great day.